What's going on, everybody? It's Justin. I'm back, and I thought I'd throw you a video because I haven't been doing this in a while, and I think it's about time I did another video. I just haven't been feeling up to doing videos lately, just because I've been busy and I haven't been, like I said, feeling up to it. But I wanted to take some time right now to thank all the new subscribers I have, to thank all the wonderful comments I have, and the new people who've emailed me recently. And this one is by request, and it's what to do when you get out of school as a personal support worker. So you're a brand new personal support worker, you've just gotten out of school. So what you should do and what you should continue to do. So being a veteran PSW at this point, the best thing you can do, besides get a job, try to get a job when you get out of school, is once you nail that job, you want to continue to learn hands-on as much as you can. Now, you're going to come into multiple situations where you're dealing with different clients, different patients, where they're having different conditions. There's clients who have Parkinson's, there's clients who have MS, there's clients who have dementia, Alzheimer's, there's clients who have cancer, and the list goes on. And you want to be able to make sure when you come into that situation that you want to be able to learn as much as you can. Now, you probably studied about these in school, and if you haven't, by all means enlighten yourself a little bit by reading up on these conditions and how they affect the person, because that will also better enable you to work better with these people. But the hands-on situation is when you're working with these people, you get to know their movements, you get to know their behaviors, you get to know their mobility, and then that way it better enables you to handle the next person that you encounter with that same condition. Because it's very important that you continue to keep yourself informed, and you also should continue to read about it as well. I always tell people in these videos that it's important not only to learn hands-on, but book smarts is also an important thing, because sometimes there's new innovations and new technologies that come out, and you know what, if you're better informed about them, the better it is to add to your arsenal. Now, on more the educational side, it's very important that, especially if you're in a home care setting, if you have a company you work for, or if you're working for a facility or a hospital, that you want to make sure that there are workshops available, that you can continue your education and get some certificates. Now, one of the most important certificates I can say you should be able to have is your GPA, which is your Gentle Persuasion certificate. It's usually taught by the Alzheimer's Society, so they have someone who comes in to teach it. And what it does is it teaches you techniques. If a client, for example, with dementia or Alzheimer's is getting aggressive, and this works well in a long-term care situation where you're working in a locked ward, and that say that the client grabs you or pins you down or grabs your wrist, it teaches you ways to get out of these situations. So the instructor will teach you methods, and you watch a video and then you do kind of a hands-on thing afterwards to teach you ways to get out of these situations easily without getting hurt, which I think is a great arsenal to add to your tool. And I tell anybody to take the GPA course if you can, and if your employer provides it for you, by all means take it, because it will help you a lot. Other certificates, there's palliative, there's a full palliative course you can take. I think there's dealing with diabetes, and there's a workshop I did in the past about young children with autism, which was really great. In that course, they had someone from the Autism Society come in, and they let us into a room, and they did all kinds of distorted sounds and like a big screen TV with music playing, and then they slowed it down and they twisted it up a little bit, and then we went back into the classroom, and the instructor said to us, okay, so what just happened in there? And the most obvious answer everyone gave was, that's how an autistic person sees the world, through their eyes, which I felt kind of like surprised, but at the same time, they've done studies on this for many years, and this is actually what happens. So you're basically seeing the world through a young, if it's a young child, to their eyes, and how they're viewing things, and how the brain is actually working, which is quite amazing. So if that course comes up, if there's something similar to that, by all means try to take that one. There's all kinds of different things, and your employer also will keep you up to date with your CPR and first aid, so make sure you try to take that when you can. Some other things to do when you get out of school. Like I said, always continue to learn both on the job, and also continue to learn by reading. Also continue to learn if anything new comes up in the news or online. Make sure you read yourself and enlighten yourself a little bit more about it. And it's always important to, the most important thing I can say is if you encounter any other veteran PSWs and they have been around for many years, don't be afraid to ask them for some help or some advice, because they are there to mentor you and help you. And they probably obviously know a lot more about things than you do, so always seek out and always talk to your PSW brothers and sisters about helping you out, because we're all here to help each other, and then that's what we do in the healthcare community. So by all means, and also ask nurses too. Nurses are a wealth of information, especially when it comes to the medical side of things and the medications part as well too. Always ask nurses, because nurses are great to always ask. Physiotherapists, occupational therapists also, and in those types of situations, great to learn from. That's the other thing I forgot to talk about too. Make sure that you are transferring people properly and know people's mobilities properly too. If there's any other workshops about transferring people properly, make sure you take those as well, so you don't hurt your back or hurt yourself in a way where you're going to be off. Make sure your employer offers those kind of things as well. And also any computer courses, anything to do with devices, hey, it's all good there if you're not computer literate. Yeah, that's I think I've covered everything pretty much in this video. But yeah, always continue to learn. There's all kinds of ways you can learn, but definitely with the hands-on work, always continue to learn from each new situation, from every new client, because you're always going to encounter someone who, with that condition, and you might come across some really rare conditions as well too that you might need to look up upon and Google and search them. And if they're in your textbook, by all means look them up and see what they are if they're available. I've encountered a couple in the past, and it's kind of scary. Oh, and the other thing also too is, like, if you do take the palliative course, or you do deal with people who are death and dying with cancer, just prepare yourself and be aware that everyone's different, and please, most importantly, when you're dealing with people who are dying, respect them and respect their families. Most importantly, that's the best advice I can give you there. So everyone, I think that covers basically everything. And remember, the most important thing I can tell everyone is, if you decide to not be a PSW anymore and you want to become a nurse, always remember, keep your mark strong. Make sure you apply. And I think the rule is, in a community college setting, if you haven't taken your PSW course at a community college and you went to a business school, if you try to go to take RPN at a community college, they will make you start the RPN from scratch, because that's just their rules. All right, everyone, take it easy. Have a good day. I'll try to bring some more videos when I possibly can. Bye for now, everyone.